Many are saying all this trouble started with a tweet. Can we blame all of this on Hillary Clinton's tweet?
Well, yes and no. Yeah, Clinton's tweet Monday last week set off what now has become, since I think it was like 10:52 in the morning on Monday, about a 17 or 18 percentage point slide in the NASDAQ Biotech Index. Now, it's not just that she tweeted something, but what it did was said, this ability of the biotech and pharmaceutical industry to go in and charge pretty much whatever they want to for medicine may at some point or another be fundamentally overhauled by a new president, Congress, or somebody like that. There's going to be, significant potential pricing pressure from a legislative and policy standpoint.
What did investors take that to mean?
Well, I think people are looking at the big underlying issue here is that in the U.S., the deal that the government has always made with pharmaceutical companies is this. You take the risk, you innovate new products that help people live longer, healthier lives, and in return, you can charge a very high amount for that. Now, what we've seen in the last few weeks is that these companies like Turing Pharmaceuticals, Martin Shkreli, the hedge fund turned pharmaceutical CEO, and Valeant, they've really upended that. And that has come out into the open and gotten a lot of criticism. What they're doing is buying up older medicines. They're not taking the risk, but then they're raising the prices up to the same level as you would a very innovative brand name drug. And, they're essentially not doing that innovation and reward that's been the long time paradigm of the industry's agreement with government and policymakers.
Drew, were we seeing any of this volatility start to bubble up to the surface before Mrs. Clinton's tweet? Were there signs of this?
Yeah, this has actually been a discussion that's been happening for the last year and a half. If you look all the way back to Gilead Sciences, they had this hepatitis C pill, charged $1,000 a day for it, a lot of criticism of that. But it really didn't start this entire sector-wide question of, hey, does this pricing, reward for innovation, does it still stand when you're not doing the innovation side of it? And is there going to be some further blowback on the industry because of it? That was really about Gilead versus the government and Gilead versus the insurers. But it wasn't about the entire industry as a whole. They really set themselves apart. This situation with Turing and now probably with Valeant Pharmaceuticals is starting to, everybody's taking a much harder, closer look at the rest of the industry at this moment.
Drew, we have about 30 seconds. I guess maybe I'm going to answer my own question, but what does this mean for consumers? What does it mean for people who need these drugs, these medications?
I think in reality, it probably means there's going to be pressure on these companies that do this, your Valeant, your Turing, and many others out there to no longer do so, lest they put the rest of their business model at risk.